Test, test. Looks like we have audio. Counter is counting down. Let's open this up here. All right. And let's start up the program. Okay, so we're live. I'm going to do card 5.11 in the National Wrestling Commission Legends of Wrestling universe using my FG Assistant application. I know that I haven't rolled on actual cards lately. There's been, my wife got sick, and so she's been home off of work for the last almost 2 weeks now. And so things are kind of a mess, just because she's been laid up on the couch. So not enough room. Plus, I want to put this through its paces. So yeah, we're doing another event on the application. I know some people prefer the actual cards and dice, but I like the applications too. They make things quick and easy. So yeah. Anywho, so that's what we're up to today. I've also got somebody asked for a video about rebacking cards at some point. The way that I did for the Sam Luptak Jr. Bootleg set that he sent out recently. I rebacked it on my own, to make it look more traditional. And somebody asked for a tutorial video on how to do that. So hopefully sometime either this week or this coming weekend, I will get to that, and that'll be out for the new year. But yeah, so let's get to some action here. We've got to make the card real quick. So let me bring up Obsidian. This way I only have to do it once, and it's out of the way. We've got NWC is the roster. Card 5.11. It is at an unknown place. That's going to be November. I don't use a date of year 5, so let's put 5. All right. So our opening match is going to be Billy Varga and add Santel. So we've got Santel here. We'll add him to the red corner. Go down and find Billy Varga. We'll add him to the blue corner. That chart setup seems good. We'll hit add to card. Thomas Morgan is here. Thanks for joining us. The second match is the Dusek Riot Squad and the Zbyszko brothers. The Dusek Riot Squad is usually Emil and Ernie Dusek, with Rudy Dusek as their manager. So we'll go ahead and add all those in. And the Zbyszko brothers. And that's going to be Stanislaus Zbyszko and Vladek Zbyszko. And that looks good for them too. And why is it not adding the match? What did I do? Did I do something messed up? Okay, well, we're going to skip that one then. Maurice Tillet. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. This is why I'm testing this program out, so that when I eventually release it, it doesn't screw it all up, and people don't have to deal with things like that. Maurice Tillet, I don't know why that happened. I think he is listed as the French Angel. Yeah. So he is there, and he will be facing Jack Zarna. And he's in the blue corner. We got all that set up. Oh, are you kidding me? Let's see if it works now. I don't know why it's being such a pain in the ass. If this doesn't work, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way, and I'll just do them by hand. So we're going to add the French Angel, and he's in there twice, and I bet you that means that Jack Zarna is going to be in there twice. That's something I'll have to fix. Yep. Remove wrestler and add match. Nope. Yep, that actually did work. Okay. So, um, Rogers and Thesz. Buddy Rogers. Add to blue corner. And Lou Thesz. Not Mae Young. Lou Thesz. That would have been an interesting match. And then our main event is Mildred Burke and Mae Young. So let's add them in. Mildred Burke, Mae Young, and that is going to be for the NBBW World's Women's Championship. Add that in. Let's try adding in the Duseks now. Emil and Ernie. Let's just see if it is still all screwed up. With Rudy. And that would be Stanislaus and Flat X Zbyszko. And we're going to add the match. Yeah, see, it doesn't like that one. Okay, well, we'll run that one by hand when it gets there. Run match, we're going to run Varga and Santel. This is going to be our opener. And we ring the bell and roll for initiative. And Varga, with a roll of 10, it loses the lockup to add Santel. I was definitely expecting Varga to take that one. 10 is a pretty good roll, but Santel with a roll of 12 is successful in the lockup and has the advantage. This is an agility move. He does have the agility. So that single leg pickup is going to work on Billy Varga, and Varga is put down and he is dazed. And Santel grabs him in a front face lock as he gets back up. This is a choice C maneuver. So it is going to be a level 3 move on 6 plus or minus agility. That's going to be 5, or a level 2 move if on a roll of 7 or less. He is going to go for the 7, and with a roll of 4, he gets it. He should have rolled the 5. But Varga counters and takes control. And now Varga with a side headlock and punch, and this is a power move. And Varga does have the power advantage over Ad Santel, so that is going to work. And Santel is hurt. And Varga takes him down out of the headlock and locks on a half crab. And that's going to hurt Ad Santel. And Varga grabs him back up in a headlock as he gets to his feet and takes him down with a spinning single leg. And Santel is hurt. And Billy Varga going to back Ad Santel into the ropes. And Santel falls out of the ring. And now Santel is rolling a DQ for some unsportsmanlike conduct as he shoves Varga as he gets back into the ring. And the referee is not happy with it. The target is 4, the roll is 8, so he is not disqualified. Varga shoved to the mat by Santel. And now Santel is on the attack. And Santel with an armbar. Choice E maneuver. Could 7 or lower, or in 9 or lower. He's going to go for the 7, which is going to make it a level 3 armbar. And he wouldn't have succeeded on either of them, so it doesn't matter. And now Varga takes control and backs Santel into the turnbuckle. And Varga maintains control in the turnbuckle with some stiff shots. And he is in control. Now he's going to back Santel out of the ring. And Santel falls out, tweaks his ankle. And Santel limping around, trying to beat the count. Will he be able to get back in? And with a target of 1 and a roll of 5, he is back in no problem. And Varga is on the attack. Varga going to back him out of the ring again. And Santel still working that ankle there, or still working. Still feeling that ankle. He is definitely having trouble with it. Target is 2, roll is an 11, so he beats the count and is able to get back in the ring, and Billy Varga continues his attack. Varga with a head scissors on Ad Santel. Santel counters and grabs him with a single leg pickup, and this is an agility move, and he does have the agility, so that is going to work. And Varga is dazed. And Santel grabs him with that front face lock, choice C maneuver. We're going to go for the 7 or less here. And with a roll of 6, he gets it. And Billy Varga, able to slip his head out of that front face lock and take control with a grapevine step over toe hold on Ad Santel. Santel is hurt with the toe hold. And Varga transitions from toe hold to half crab. Santel able to get to the ropes, but Varga, not letting go, pulls him back out and grabs him up and locks in his signature abdominal stretch, a +1 finisher. So the target is going to be 3, and the roll is a 5. So Billy Varga continues his attack on Ad Santel. And Varga backs Santel out of the ring again. And once again, Santel falls out of the ring. It's still that leg, that ankle that he injured earlier in the match by falling out of the ring, still giving him some problems. Target is a 3, roll is an 8. So Santel still able to make it back in. And Varga with the short arm scissors. And that's going to lead to a submission as Santel can't reach the ropes. Target is 4. Roll is a 7. And Varga still on the attack, backing him out of the ring again. And wow, Santel falls from the ring, smacks his head right on the mat, or right on the concrete, and is unable to get back up. He is going to add 1 to his pin rating. Oh, add 1 to his pin rating. There we go. And he finally rolls back in the ring, and Billy Varga is on the attack. And Varga locks on that abdominal stretch again. And so now the target is 7, and the roll is a 5. So just like that, Billy Varga has defeated Ad Santel with the abdominal stretch. And we do want to record the outcome of that match. Varga has defeated Ad Santel, and he defeated him with the abdominal stretch. Submission. He had 5, he had 0. So that was actually going to be 6 because of the abdominal stretch. So that's actually a 3-star match. I need to fix that as well. 3 stars. And let's note this down. Varga had 0. Santel had 6. That's a pretty rough match for Ad Santel. Now we've got that tag team match that it did not. Let's save this. We'll go back up here. NWC. We'll call this card 5.11. Save. Just in case it quits it or it gets rid of it when we do this. We've got the NWC. We're going to go Emil and Ernie Dusek. And then we're going to load as a manager Rudy Dusek. And then we've got Stanislaus and Vladek Zbyszko. And that should be all of them. They are all loaded, and we're going to start that match. And here we go. The Duseks. Let's see who starts out. On a roll of 6, it's going to be Ernie Dusek starting us out. And Stanislaus is going to stay in the ring. And we'll clear that. And we'll start with an initiative roll here. And Ernie Dusek with a 5. And Stanislaus with a 7. So Stanislaus wins the lockup, takes control of the match, and starts us out with a double leg lift and slam. This is a power move. And they are even in power, so that is going to work. And Dusek in trouble as he is down. That should have an asterisk by it, so he can roll on the Riot Squad attack chart, which is of course what we're going to do. The Dusek Riot Squad attack chart, and we're going to roll on that instead of out of the ring, and the roll is a 5. As the opponent goes to the corner, you stumble to your feet and begin distracting the referee. As you do this, your brother, Rudy, grabs the opponent in the corner and chokes him and beats on him. The ref turns and may or may not catch them. Roll DQ 5. So with a target of 5 and a roll of 9, if you are not DQ'd, add 1 to the opponent's pin. Done. And roll on level 3 offense. If Dusek's roll this result again, they are sent from ringside, and this chart is no longer used. All right, so there we go. And Thomas Morgan says he's got to go. We'll catch you later, Thomas. Thank you for joining us. And now the Dusek's on level 3. And Ernie grabs up Stanislaus with that rolling headlock. This is an add 1 maneuver. And he is hurt. And Ernie Dusek now grabs him up with a giant swing. And we are rolling submission for Stanislaus Zbyszko. And target is 4, roll is a 5, so Stanislaus almost gave up. Ernie's tagging out to Emil. And Emil is rolling on level 3. And he grabs him up in a brutal bear hug. This is a choice G maneuver. So he could either roll on the turnbuckle chart or 5 or less. I guess he's going to go for the turnbuckle. And Stanislaus able to counter him in the turnbuckle, flip it around on him, and deliver some strikes. Stanislaus on level 2 offense here. Stanislaus grabs the necklock on on Emil Dusek. And Emil Dusek is hurt. He's going to attempt to tag here. And with a roll of 5, he is successful. So Ernie Dusek comes back in, rolling on level 1. And a chop to the throat. This is an agility move. He does have the agility. So that is going to work. And that's going to leave Stanislaus down. Stanislaus not going to roll out of the ring. And the Duseks are going to continue to attack him. Stanislaus is going to get tossed out of the ring by Ernie Dusek. And the opponent rolls on level 2 offense as Stanislaus able to get back in without any funny business from the Duseks. And Ernie Dusek grabs him up in a choke sleeper. And this could be disastrous for Stanislaus Zbyszko as he is down. And a reverse headlock sleeper hold by Ernie Dusek. And he's down. He is not going to leave the ring. Ernie is going to tag out to Emil. Emil is going to come in and lock him in that brutal bear hug once again. And once again, we're going to back him into the turnbuckle. And this time, Emil Dusek able to back him into the turnbuckle with no problem. And Stanislaus can't do anything about it. And Dusek clubs him with some shots to the jaw. And he is on offense here. Emil Dusek with a big giant swing. Stanislaus down again. And Emil Dusek gonna toss him from the ring. And once again, Stanislaus able to keep the other Duseks at bay as he rolls back into the ring. And they lock up again with Emil Dusek taking the advantage. And Emil Dusek going to back him into the turnbuckle. And Stanislaus able to turn it around. And Stanislaus now on the attack. And Stanislaus not going to back him into the turnbuckle there. Double leg lift and slam. This is a power move that is going to work. And Dusek is being pinned. Emil Dusek is being pinned. We're not going to roll for no distraction, no pin save. It's not necessary quite yet. Target is 2. Roll is a 5. Emil gets a fatigue token. Stanislaus makes the quick tag to Vladek, who comes in on level 3. And Vladek hits that crotch lift and body throw right off the bat, pinning Emil Dusek. This is a +1 finisher. So now the target is going to be 4. We're not going to do that yet again. So now target was 4. Roll is an 8. So Emil Dusek gets a fatigue token. And Vladek Zbyszko continues his attack with another crotch lift and body throw. So this time, Rudy Dusek, their manager, going to roll on the manager interference. He just doesn't have the manager interference chart. He's just going to try to distract him. And his roll is a success. So Emil Dusek saved from that crotch lift and body throw by Rudy Dusek, but he still gets the fatigue. He needs a tag real bad now. And Vladek Zbyszko grabs him up, locks him in the armbar. This time we're going to try a pin save from Ernie Dusek. Pin save failed. Roll your pin. So, he is rolling his pin. The target is going to be 5, and the roll is a 7. So, Vladek Zbyszko, once again, crotch lift and body throw. We're going to try our second pin save from Ernie Dusek. And this one is a success. So Ernie Dusek saves Emil from the pin. But Vladek Zbyszko still on the attack here. And this is a body hold and head chancery. This is a choice F maneuver. So the level 3, 6 plus or minus power, which would make that a 5. Or level 2, 6 plus or minus agility, which would make that an 8. So that's what he's going to try. And he is successful. And Emil Dusek is hurt. And Vladek with a flying mare. And Emil Dusek counters the flying mare. And he has got to do something to put him down long enough to make the tag. And a right hook to the face of Vladek Zbyszko. And Vladek counters. Vladek blocks the punch and grabs him with a reverse body hold. And he is down. He has the opportunity to tag. And with a roll of 5, he is successful. So finally, Ernie Dusek coming in on level 1. And Ernie Dusek pulls the hair of Vladek Zbyszko. And Vladek Zbyszko says, no, I'm not gonna put up with that. Counters it and grabs up the hand and locks him in a wrist lock and starts manipulating the fingers. And Dusek is dazed. He's not going to make that tag. He needs to give his brother a little bit more time to rest. And so Ernie Dusek is in trouble here. And he's still manipulating the fingers. And that hurts. It's certainly not going to end the match, but it's definitely going to hurt Ernie Dusek. And Dusek is dazed again, still not going to tag, as Vladek moves out of the wrist lock and into a body scissors and armbar on Ernie Dusek. And Dusek is hurt. And now a toe hold by Vladek Zbyszko. And that's going to hurt Ernie Dusek, once again not going to tag. And into the turnbuckle. So Vladek backing the Dusek into the buckle. And the Dusek able to counter and drive a knee right into the gut of Vladek Zbyszko as they're backing into the buckle. And Ernie Dusek takes control of this one, locks him in a reverse grapevine. Here we go. And Vladek is hurt. And now some rabbit punches from Ernie Dusek. And Vladek Zbyszko able to evade them and take control of the match. Body scissors and armbar by Vladek on Ernie Dusek. Ernie Dusek is a little too slippery for that. Is able to slip his way out and take control of the fight and back Vladek into the turnbuckle. And now the opponent rolls on level 2 offense, so nothing major happens there. Dusek backs him into the buckle and continues to keep control of the match. He's going to turn him around and push him back to the other side. And in this attempt, Vladek Zbyszko is able to counter it and take control of the fight. Vladek Zbyszko locks on a double hammerlock. And Dusek is down, and again, I believe that there should be a star there. Yep. And so he gets to roll on the Dusek Riot Squad attack chart. And this is a roll of 10. You go down hard. Your brothers quickly roll you out of the ring, so that would be Rudy Dusek and Emil Dusek, and try to revive you. As the referee counts, the opponent comes out of the ring after you. One of the brothers, we'll say Rudy, hits the opponent with a chair and rolls him back into the ring. Roll DQ7. So we're rolling DQ7 here. And with a roll of 5, the Duseks are disqualified. So the Duseks lose by disqualification to and that was he's going to get a +1 for that. But he is disqualified. So the Duseks lose by disqualification to the Zbyszko brothers in a fairly solid match there. Yes, I would like to record the outcome of that. And that's going to be on card 5.11, the Dusek Riot Squad with Rudy Dusek. And that was Vladek defeating Ernie Dusek by DQ. DQ when Rudy Dusek hit Vladek with a chair. All right, and let's see, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 between 4 people. So that's a 2.5. We're gonna give it a 2.5 star match. We'll give it a 2 star because it ended on the DQ. And let's take down the. Emil has 5. Ernie has none. Stanislaus has 3. And Vladek has 1. So there we go. We will hit OK. And there we go. We're going back into here, and it did not lose our matches. That's good. So now we've got Maurice Tillet versus Jack Zarna in our 3rd match of the evening. So we're going to run that one. And Tillet, the French Angel, against Jack Zarna. Do either of these guys have any things that I need to be aware of? They do not. Okay. So let's roll for the initiative. And Tillet rolls an 8, or a 6, excuse me. And so does Jack Zarna. So they break off their initial grapple and stare each other down. They're now rolling for level 2 defense. Tillet rolls a 5, and Zarna rolls a 4. So Tillet is going to take it on the lockup, rolling on level 2 here. And he grabs him up with a blatant choke. And Zarna is hurt. The French Angel biting him in the forehead, still holding on to that choke. But Zarna able to break the hands off of his throat and the mouth away from his forehead and take control of the fight. And Jack Zarna backs him into the turnbuckle. And Tillet able to counter it as he spins him around and pushes Zarna into the buckle. And now Jack Zarna is in trouble as he's not very good in the turnbuckle, and Tillet is a monster. Tillet lays him in rough on the jawline of Jack Zarna. And Zarna's in trouble now, as Tillet not going to toss Zarna out of the ring. Instead, he's just going to choke the crap out of him again. And Jack Zarna going to once again pry those hands away from his throat and take control of the match with the Wittenberg whip. This is an agility move, and he definitely has the agility there. So that is going to work, except no. Maurice Tillet, the French Angel, able to counter it and take control of the fight and nail Zarna with some menacing palm strikes. Zarna's hurt, and Tillet with some forearm hammers, and this is a power move that is going to work. And Zarna is caught solidly with those forearm hammers and is hurt. Now Maurice Tillet into the turnbuckle with Jack Zarna. And Zarna gonna roll on level 3 defense here, as Tillet does a ton of damage to him in the turnbuckle. And Zarna is going to have to roll his pin, as Tillet is covering him. Target is 3, the roll is an 11. And Maurice Tillet now rubbing the face into the mat, and Zarna is definitely not enjoying that, as Tillet continues his attack, throwing Zarna out of the ring. He does not have a choice that time. Opponent rolls on level 2 offense, so Zarna able to get back in the ring without any issues, but Tillet is in the ring waiting for him and continues his attack, scoops him up and slams him to the mat with a body slam. And Tillet going for the cover again. And the target is 4. The roll is a 7. So Zarna with another fatigue token, as Maurice Tillet continues the fight. And he blasts him with a big headbutt. And that's going to put Jack Zarna down. And now Tillet with a backbreaker. This is a choice G maneuver. Power rating, that's what we're going to do there. 7 or less here. And with a roll of 4, he is successful with the backbreaker. And Jack Zarna is down. Zarna's the good guy. He's not going to roll out of the ring. And it doesn't matter because Tillet is going to toss him straight out of the ring. And Zarna connects very solidly with the ground, crushing his elbow between the concrete and himself. He is really hurt. He's favoring that elbow out there. The referee is counting. The target is 5. The roll is a 7. So Zarna able to get back into the ring before he's counted out, but he is definitely hurt as Tillet continues his really aggressive attack. And he scoops him up and locks him into the bear hug. This is a +2 finisher. So that's going to make the target 8. And the roll is an 8. So that is going to do it. Maurice Tillet, the French Angel, has defeated Jack Zarna by submission. Let's add 1 to Zarna and end the match. I would say that that was a squash. I mean, it took a little longer than a normal squash match, but Jack Zarna really didn't get any offense in at all, or at least none to speak of. So, yeah, I would say that that was a squash for the French Angel. And Tillet has 0, Zarna has 4, and that would be a 2-star match if we were rating it, if it was an even match, but it was not. And the French Angel just clubbed him and clubbed him and clubbed him. And so that is going to end that one. And we're on to our semi-main event of Buddy Rogers versus Lou Thesz. The winner of this match gets a shot at Farmer Burns for the NWC World's Heavyweight title on the card next month. So this is a very important match for both guys. And we are going to go ahead and run this one. And Rogers and Thesz. And we're going to roll 2 dice. And with a roll of 5. And Lou Thesz able to beat Buddy Rogers on the lockup. And Thesz with a forearm shot off the lockup. And Buddy Rogers is able to counter that. And Rogers attacks Thesz with a running tackle. This is a power move. They're even, so that is going to work. And Thesz is hurt by the running tackle of Buddy Rogers. Ignore that, I hit it twice. That was a hard punch from Buddy Rogers. And that's going to daze Lou Thesz. And Rogers with a hip toss. This is an agility move. And since they're even in everything, that's going to work. And that's going to daze Lou Thesz as he connects with the mat. And Rogers follows it up with a flying head scissors. Choice C. So, 3 on 6 or lower plus or minus agility, which is -2. So that's going to make that a 4 or lower. Or a 5 or lower for a level 2. I guess that's what we're going to do. So 5 or lower. And with a roll of 9, Rogers is unsuccessful as Lou Thesz takes control of the fight. And Thesz backing Rogers into the turnbuckle. And Rogers is able to reverse the turnbuckle push. And Thesz is now in danger. And now Thesz catches some solid blows from Buddy Rogers. And Rogers is on the attack. Rogers is going to toss Thesz out of the ring. And Thesz does not land solidly. And tweaks his knee here. And target is 2, roll is a 4. So Thesz able to get back into the ring even with his hurt knee. But Buddy Rogers is definitely on the prowl here. Rogers grabs him up, nails him with that atomic drop. And Lou Thesz is down. Thesz is not going to leave the ring. Buddy Rogers, a second atomic drop on Lou Thesz. Thesz is down. This time Thesz is going to bail. And the opponent rolls on level 2 offense. So Thesz is able to get back into the ring with no trouble, but Rogers is waiting for him. Rogers nails him with some drop kicks, and Thesz is hurt. Now Rogers connects with a hard punch on Thesz, hurting him. And Rogers connects again with that hard punch. And this time he grabs up Thesz, picks him up, puts him down with a big pile driver. And Thesz is hurt. Thesz is definitely hurt after that pile driver. And now Buddy Rogers on the attack, throwing more drop kicks at Thesz. And Thesz is down. And Rogers going to continue to try to choke Thesz. This is a choice H. So it could be an into the ropes roll. Thesz has an A ropes rating. Or a level 3 move that's going to work on 5 or less. I think he's going to go for the 5 or less. And he is unsuccessful. So Thesz punches him in the ribs. And Buddy Rogers is able to avoid that. Thesz is a little slow thanks to that injured leg. And so he is not getting to Rogers as quickly as he'd like to. And a hip toss from Buddy Rogers. And that's going to daze Thesz. And now Buddy Rogers with a flying head scissors. 4 or 5. We're going to go with the 5. And Rogers is successful there with the flying head scissors. And that's going to hurt Thesz. And now Rogers with a big jumping knee smash on Thesz. And Thesz is hurt as Rogers backs him into the turnbuckle. And Thesz able to turn it around, locking him in that front face lock and just aggressively squeezing him. Rogers in trouble here as Thesz transitions into a big double wrist lock on Buddy Rogers. Rogers is hurt, and Thesz now attempts a punch to the ribs. That connects, and Rogers definitely feeling it as Thesz picks him up and starts spinning him around and around and around in that airplane spin. And now he dumps Rogers onto the mat, and Rogers goes rolling straight out of the ring. And Rogers grabs Thesz and kicks him straight in that injured knee, straight in that leg, and Thesz falls to the ground outside the ring as Rogers gets back in. Thesz is rolling his count out here. And with a roll of 6, he is not counted out since the target was 3. But Buddy Rogers definitely in control now. And Rogers going to toss Thesz right back out of the ring. And Thesz pulls some Rogers stunt there. He pulls Rogers out of the ring. And he smashes Rogers right into the apron of the ring. And gets back in himself. Rogers is out there on his hands and knees as he was driven into that apron by a takedown attempt or a double leg pickup and then just smacked right in back first into the apron by Thesz. And Thesz is on the attack now. And Rogers rolling his pin for the count out here, and he's not counted out. And now Thesz is on the attack. And Thesz grabs him up. Release power bomb. And 7 or less is what Thesz needs. And with a 7, he is successful. A level 3 reverse power bomb on Buddy Rogers. And this is going to be a pin. The target is 2. And the roll is a 7. So Thesz not able to keep Rogers down with that release power bomb. Thesz going to push him out of the ring again. And Rogers is able to get back in without too much of an issue, but Thesz is waiting. Thesz connects with a punch to the ribs as he steps through the ropes. Rogers is hurt. And now Thesz throws some drop kicks of his own. And that puts Buddy Rogers down. Thesz hits the Thesz press as Rogers stands back up. This is a level 2 finisher. So the target is going to be 5. And the roll is a 7, so Rogers is not pinned. And Thesz is still on the attack. Thesz grabs a double wrist lock, takes Rogers down. Rogers is able to escape the double wrist lock, stands back up as Thesz grabs him again and spins him around with the airplane spin. Buddy Rogers able to slide out, but he is disoriented. And Thesz blasts him with a punch to the ribs again. And Buddy Rogers goes from being disoriented to being hurt as he is doubled over by Lou Thesz. Thesz grabs him with a double leg pickup to slam. And that's going to pound Rogers to the mat. But Rogers too close to the ropes, able to use him to kind of scoot himself back up. And they're both on their feet as Lou Thesz grabs a rolling short arm scissors on Buddy Rogers. And this is an agility move, but since they're even, it will work. And that rolling short arm scissors has Rogers down. And now Thesz waits for Rogers to try to stand back up after he releases those short arm scissors. And he spins him around and Greco-Roman backdrop on Buddy Rogers. This is a level 2 finisher. So the target is going to be 6. And the roll is a 3. So just like that, Lou Thesz has defeated Buddy Rogers with a Greco-Roman backdrop. And he will go on to face Farmer Burns in the title match next week. So Thesz defeated Rogers with the Greco-Roman backdrop pin. And let's see, Rogers had 4, Thesz has 2, so that's 6. So that's a 3-star match. Rogers has 4, Thesz has 2. There we go. And we're on to our main event of the evening. Mildred Burke versus Mae Young. And Burke and Young going at it now. This is going to be for the NBBW World's Women's title. Mildred Burke won it from Mae Young about a year ago. And has not had a quality competition ever since. She's basically just kind of ran roughshod over everybody. And now Mae Young finally gets her rematch, and let's see what happens as the NBBW World Women's title is at stake. You can see it up here in the corner as Mildred Burke rolling her initiative roll of a 6, and it's going to beat Mae Young's initiative roll of a 4. So Mildred Burke wins the lockup and starts us off with a big power body slam. This is a power move, and Mae Young has the power. And so, Young is in trouble as Mildred Burke power body slams her and then goes for the cover. The target is going to be 3, and the roll is a 12. And Mildred Burke now with a jumping knee. This is a choice E maneuver. Level 3 on agility, so 6 or less. Level 2 on power, so that's going to be 7 or less. We're going to go with a 6 or less. Nope. Mildred Burke not able to get it. Not able to hit that jumping knee on Mae Young. As Young takes control of the match, nails her with an open hand chop. And Burke is hurt. And now Mae Young going to back her into the turnbuckle. And Mildred Burke able to turn it around as she is in control now. And Mae Young not able to do anything tricky as Mildred Burke just uses her power to force her into the buckle and then clubs her right in the bridge of the nose with a forearm strike. Mae Young is really, really hurt there. That did not do her any favors as Mildred Burke now going to roll up. She's not going to toss her out of the ring. And Burke locks in a hammer lock on Mae Young. And Mae Young counters that hammer lock with pretty solid technical ability there. And now she's going to try to back Mildred Burke into the turnbuckle. And Mildred Burke once again reversing that and forcing Mae Young into the turnbuckle on her own. And Mae Young was ready with her this time. Nails a beautiful fireman's carry using Mildred Burke's momentum to take her over. And now Mae Young on the attack. And with an open hand chop on Mildred Burke. Burke is dazed by that chop. Mae Young grabs her up and tries to choke her on the ropes. And Burke once again dazed. And Young continues to choke her. And Burke is dazed again. And now Mae Young attempts a forearm smash. This is a power maneuver, so that is not going to work. Mae Young just can't outpower Mildred Burke. And Mildred Burke going to grab her up with a big suplex, putting her down. And Burke goes for the cover. Young rolling her pin. Target is 4. The roll is a 7, so that is not successful. As Mae Young is in trouble here as Mildred Burke continues her attack and locks in the alligator clutch. This is going to be a +4 pinfall. So the target is going to be 9, and the roll is a 5. And so just like that, Mildred Burke has defeated Mae Young to retain the NBBW World's Women's title. And so that was the end of this one. I would like to record the outcome of the match. And Burke beat Mae Young. How did the match end? Alligator clutch pinfall. And Young had 3. Burke had none. We're going to give it 2 stars because of the title. And Burke, 0. Young had 3. And there we go, folks. That is going to do it for us this evening. Mildred Burke retains her World's Women's title. I believe that is now over a year for her. I'd have to look to be certain. Let's see. Women's title. She beat Mae Young on card 4.7, and this was card 5.11. So she has had it for well over a year now. Burke definitely looking unbeatable. I believe she is actually undefeated. Indeed, she is 7-0, including that win that she just picked up. So Mildred Burke, still your World's Women's Champion. And Thesz will be going on to face Farmer Burns next month in a World's title match. So that'll be on card 5.12 to end up the year. Or to end up year 5 in the universe. And so that will do it for us. Thank you for joining. I will be back